Yeah, and then mirror. This is my home office. This swings out if I have to do something there. And both seats can swing around.
So you can turn it.
Yeah.
Like a 360.
But if this room is this hot now, I wonder what it was like in the desert.
And there's room for 2 people to sleep here.
So you can extend this?
Yes, I could do it for you if you want.
Well, let's see.
Okay. It doesn't smell. And it turns into water.
No, I know, it's like those mobile
You put the chemical
joints.
here. Once you feel it, then you do your business there.
Yes, God created man in his own image and likeness, and God is supreme. But again, I insist that there are some men that we need to call superheroes. One of them is this man who rode his car from London in the United Kingdom to Lagos in Nigeria. Before now, on one of my YouTube shorts, I shared a short video of my interview with Kunle Adeyanju, the man who rode his bike from London in the United Kingdom to Lagos in Nigeria. But here is another sweet one. In a world where you can comfortably sit in the aircraft and fly straight to wherever you're going, Babatunde Tomori decided to go in his car. I will share much and more with you in this video.
So right here I'm inside Mr. Babatunde's legend. This is the car that took him from London to Lagos in Nigeria. And I'm going to be sharing the story with you. This is a legend.
Thank you very much.
Legend. So if you see him outside, give him a big hug.
Thank you.
Driving in this from London
Exactly.
to Lagos in Nigeria, that's a big deal. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by to see this video. Thank you so much. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done that, and also remember to turn on notifications so that you can be the first to see another video whenever I drop a new one. And also remember to subscribe, drop a comment, and share this video so that we can get more views and let this information go around so that more people will find this video. And so Mr. Babatunde Tomori came around to the station. If you don't know, I work as a radio presenter here in Ibadan, Nigeria, and my job, or one of my job, is to interrogate people, share out of their experiences, and make people get more information, just like I'm doing right now. And so Mr. Babatunde came around the station, showed me the car, which you're already seeing in this footage, and right after seeing the car together, we went straight into the studio to have a conversation about everything. And so I'm going to drop the link to listen to the broadcast and let you know when that will be going on live.
I can sleep here.
Yeah,
For real?
For 4.
I'm telling you.
There's room for 4 people.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my toilet.
No kidding.
That's my toilet.
No kidding.
Toyosi, where are
Are you joking?
Yeah, that's my toilet.
So how do you waste this?
No, you let it out. There's boundary and outlet.
Chemical.
Okay.
It turns into what? Smellless water.
Oh,
So you can just pour it anywhere.
interesting.
Change it to
Just an
water.
outlet here. Like all those mobile toilets.
So that is that.
That's your kitchen?
Yeah, this is my kitchen area.
No way.
I have gas.
No way.
Can I come in?
Sure. No way.
This is comfortable.
Are you getting? Where's Toyosi?
Sterling, are you seeing me?
The phone is with me. Okay.
That's my gas.
Okay.
I can wash my face. I can wash my mouth.
Right. So you carried water. You carried water here.
Actually, this I had about 4 of these.
Okay.
It was food with used clothes, shoes, and along the line I gave them away when I met people. So it's only remained 1.
Okay.
Even the container I had to give away. Some people really loved it. But having said that, I put my clothing in this to keep dust away. So when I'm sleeping, I'm very allergic to dust.
Okay.
So once I put them in there, when I get to the next station, I can. So that's that. But having said that, you can use water. There's a tank underneath.
Okay. So you put water before you.
Yeah, every station you could fill water. I'll show you how to fill the water. That's my wardrobe with hanger.
You just put your things.
Yeah, and then mirror. this is my home office. This swings out if I have to do some something here, and both seats can swing around to create.
Like a 360.
But if this room is this hot now, I wonder what it was like.
If I let the top out, the heat escapes, so it's cooler. So if I extend the roof, and there's room for 2 people to sleep here.
Also, you can extend this.
Yes, I could do it for you if you want.
Well, let's see.
Okay.
Let me be an adventurist.
Oh, you mean like a double deck? No way. No way. Oh.
So someone.
Nah. No way. No flip. Are you joking? Are you kidding? I think I tried. So that means I am joking. Put this up with 2 other people. No, my mind. No, my mind. So you're a collector?
Yeah, I do. There's a battery under the driver's seat that powers the engine. While the battery for the engine is
like 2 batteries.
So that you don't run down when you want to.
It's like a Rolls Royce.
So
I actually love the idea of this toilet.
Oh yeah, it's very handy. Once you put the chemical, it doesn't smell, and it turns into water.
No, I know, it's like those mobile.
You put the chemical here. Once you fill it, then you do your business.
Hey, sorry.
Yeah. So it's like blue color. But having said that,
on the show today, and with me in the studio, I have another record breaker. I think that is fair enough to describe you with that word. And you know, when I find people like yourself, one of the things I ask myself, which I already asked you when you came into the studio, is what exactly are you looking for? But with me in the studio, I have with me here Babatunde Tomori, the man who drove a car. Or should I say a bus? Okay, basically, let's say a car. The man who drove a car from London in the United Kingdom to Nigeria in West Africa. It's a pleasure to have you in the studio.
thank you very much. Thank you.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm still surviving. Still surviving.
I like that word, surviving. You're still surviving. How did this whole journey come out for you? Where did this whole intention of driving from another continent to Africa, where did that come from?
I think it's been a lifelong ambition to pick up my keys and have the freedom to drive anywhere I want. I'm adventurous by nature. And then I've done the European area, I've done so many other places, but this is the first time I have to combine 2 continents, which is Europe and Africa. And then it really ticked the box for me. It's something I've always wanted to do, and at the same time I want to use it to call attention to the tourist industry in Nigeria. I want to use it to encourage most of our diasporas to come home. I want to, because I believe the more they come home, the more they bring the opportunities, and the more opportunities, more jobs in the local area and things, and elevate our poverty here. And then thirdly, to remove the myth that it's impossible. People think it's impossible. So those are the main reasons.
Let me ask you, what do you do? What do you do? It feels like you're adventurous, or people that are adventurous in nature. They kind of have all the time in the world, and that's why you can. How many days did it take you, by the way?
Roughly about 2 months and 2 weeks.
So what do you do? What do you do for a living?
At the moment, I'm retired. I've been in the civil service in UK for about maybe 26, 27 years. And before then, I was an Air Force officer in Nigeria as a young man. I serviced aircraft. I did aviation electronics. So the military training helped as well.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, and as at 1985, I was at number 2 ACMD in Ikeja, repairing aircraft for the Nigerian Air Force. And then I progressed to the civil service in Britain, and I served them for about 26 years. I retired, and this is the time I can do whatever I like, you know. So why not?
How old are you now, if I may ask?
I'm 59.
59.
I'm 59.
So you're almost 60 years.
Exactly, 70s. So I've always had passion for Volkswagen cars. My first car in Nigeria is a Volkswagen Beetle. I still keep that. And I love classic cars. I love restoring classic cars. I have few collections as well. So all of that contributed. And I chose the Volkswagen T3 camper because it eliminates the issue of accommodation while traveling. I can live in it. It's cheaper for me. I can cook in it. I can do anything. It's like home on wheels. So that's tick that box. Plus, it's a diesel engine. I can get as much mileage as I can from the car. And it's the kind of mechanics that I'm familiar with. If it breaks down anywhere, I have my tools. So all of that contributed to what it is today.
That's interesting. Okay, I'll keep that word to myself.
Okay.
I'll probably tell you that later. But let's talk about family life.
Okay.
Again, like I said, in your late 50s, to be 60 next year or this year?
Next year.
Next year. So, of course, some people in your age bracket already in Nigeria already have grandchildren. If they don't have grandchildren, they already have grown-up children, at least not babies anymore, and so they don't take on certain tasks. You know, we see these things as what children should do. But let me into your family life, and how did your children react to this adventure? Is it just daddy go and die?
Okay. It's as if you're reading my mind. My wife and two children. I have a boy and a girl. The girl is older. She is more of my character.
Your type,
and my son is more of my wife's character. My wife is a very private person and very, very cautious. But as at the time I decided to go, my son looked at me in the eyes and said, "Daddy, it looks as if you're going to commit suicide. It's a shame you have to go. I have to let you go, blah, blah, blah." And my daughter thinks if it makes me happy, why not? So there's a sweet and sour kind of a situation in the family. And everybody thinks it's impossible. Somebody keep telling me that if I get to anywhere that is, I can always come back home. I mean, so it's good to try. And luckily, I started taking every day as it comes. The attempt wasn't once. I got halfway southern France. My classic engine broke down. I have to recoup and sort out the engine and blah blah blah. That took another 2 months before I now continued again. So it's not a rules.
It's not a one-off.
Exactly. So I'm not going to say, oh, it was so easy. I drove and blah blah blah. No, I blew up the engine at a place called Vendôme in South France. But having said that, it added another twist to the story because a gentleman called Emmanuel, he's a Frenchman, we don't speak the same language, was kind enough to take the van. I have to leave it with them to repair for me. And then all along, it took about 2 months for them to finish the job. And I ended up spending another 1 week with them because we became friends. I have some videos of some of the parties they did for me when I was driving off their compound. And the nature of this adventure is not that I'm trying, in fact I was just doing my thing. You know, I'm not trying to break any record. In fact, I'm surprised that people are interested.
It's like there's something, right?
And I learned a lot from YouTube, I have to accept. And it helped me to prepare, to know what kind of vehicle to go for. And some of the skills I have as well give me confidence. You know, if I have a breakdown, basic breakdown, I should be able to sort myself out. I have some parts in the van as well, fan belts or little like things that
parts,
that brake parts, that's fine. So all of that gave me the confidence. The only challenge I have is how do I get local currencies when I change borders, you know? And luckily, technology has taken over that thought now. If you let your bank know ahead that I'm going to be in Mauritania so time, when you use the card in Mauritania, you can get the local currency. So I was able to get over that. And there are some different rules as far as each countries are concerned. For example, in Mali, if you have to drive a foreign registered vehicle, they will have to get you an escort. So, and there are some licensing that needs to be done.
I was going to ask you about visas,
which is a SEME. But then I was forced to bring out my British passport to prove that I am a
Nigerian.
terrorist. They've accepted I'm a Nigerian.
All right, but to be sure
that I'm not going to sell my van in Nigeria and to believe that I'm an explorer or tourist, they have to see proof that I've been traveling all along, you know. So they were threatening to not to let my van in because it's a British registered vehicle. But under tourist rules, there are some licenses I can pay for, and I have to prove that apart from being a Nigerian, I'm a British citizen as well. So that really helped. I have to accept. And maybe that's my impact on other people. I'm just lucky to be in that position.
Are you going back with that same van?
Everybody keeps asking that question. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. From London about 6 in the morning. I wanted to arrive in France early in the morning. Being a terrain I wasn't familiar with. I don't want to get there in the evening. So I carried on driving all the way to Vendôme when the van first broke down.
Okay.
That was on the 21st of April this year. And then when I met Emmanuel, which is the mechanic, and they advised me to go back to go and get some money to sort out the van, blah, blah. By the time I got to Britain, I heard about Adeyanju, who took off a day before me.
Before you.
And I was like, whoa, it means I'm not the only crazy guy around town. Man. If somebody else is doing it on a bike, maybe okay.
You can do
so that even helped me to encourage me to sort out the van. And the guy said it's going to take me about a month before he sorts it out. But I couldn't get to the van until 2 months' time, exactly 20th of June, to collect the van. And at the end of the day, instead of collecting the van in Vendôme, I had to go to Lehman. I don't know if you've heard about Lehman, about car leasing and things like that. That was where the van was. So I collected the van and started my journey from there on the 28th of June. 2 months have gone now.
Right.
Okay. So I went straight down to the southern border of France, crossed to Spain. Luckily, there's no border. It's European Union. So it's like driving from Ikeja to, you know. So I carried on, and then to my surprise, I realized that Spain is not populated like France. France, people are dotted everywhere evenly, but Spain, because it's a desert country, kind of, they are more populated at the edge of Spain. Unfortunately, my route cuts across Spain, so I have to experience a bit of desert experience. So that prepared me a bit of what I will expect when I get to Africa, you know. And by so doing, I even met another family again when my phone was overheating because of the sun, from the heat, and I need my phone for navigation.
Right.
So if the phone keeps breaking down, I don't know where to go to. But luckily, I met another family. I think they have a dairy farm where they produce cheese and milk and blah blah. And they helped me, got me a cool place to charge my phone. They gave me water, drinks, and blah blah. And we became friends as well. So another family now. I have about two relations, you know. Yeah. That's how I kept building relationships, you know. And then when I got to the end of Spain, I took a ferry from Tangier, which is the coastal town of Spain, into Tarifa, which is the coastal town of Morocco. So when I got to Morocco, I was like, wow, this place is beautiful. Let me spend another 1 week again. I met some of our African people. My hotel was right on top of the old Medina market. So I spent time there, acclimatized, met some other people. Then I took off from Morocco, maybe 2 or 3 days after that. So that was why my calendar was longer than what Google predicted. Google predicted about 6 weeks.
Okay, Google predicted
6 days.
6 days.
6 days.
To drive from London.
From London to, yeah, according to
you seem very nice guys. Yeah.
They buy the motor garage and they tell you, Mark Babi, you know, Dog Babi, you know, that kind of little bit of noise.
Maybe that's because they see a lot of people do the same thing and give them things.
Yeah.
Could that be a thing?
No, I think.
Or they are just naturally
nice,
cool people?
People are nice, trust me. They put it in our head that no, even in Nigeria, human beings are, for example, this gentleman standing, if I ask him, hey Josa, which is the way to Felelos? It will show me now.
So,
it will show me.
Not every actually.
Let me put it in
Because true you.
And that's what I was going to say. That I've been to Ghana before, and we were in a cab together going somewhere, and we were looking for somewhere specifically. So my friend and I were Nigerians. I believe that this cab guy, he left the engine running, He like walked from here to like that hospital.
So yeah,
Leaving us in the car.
Yeah.
The average Nigerian taxi cannot do that. He just said that I'm coming. He came down, he went to go and ask. Like you could see his intentions were pure. I wanted to help. And me and my friend were looking at each other in the car like we could just jack this car and go in. Do you understand? So I think it's a outside Nigeria kind of thing. Nigerians are no.
They look at Burkina Faso, what is called after Mali.
This is what the bus looks like.
Yeah, that's me camping at Nigeria.
Take me with you when next year. But sir, before now, what other bucket list have you ticked?
I've done Australia, Europe.
I don't follow.
In fact, I've done
Like
everywhere.
Australia to Nigeria.
No.
Okay, you've been to all those places.
By road still.
By road. I love
you being a Briton.
It helps.
No, it's a factor.
I agree.
The average Nigerian can't pull off what you did. I won't
But
like
we
you.
could still do it in Africa. We could do it in West Africa.
I mean, the insecurity alone will blind us from trying these
It's
things.
not that bad. That's one thing.
Really?
It's not that bad. Burkina Faso is meant to be a red zone. And I met a stranger at the border. He took me home. I ended up spending 4 or 5 days in his house with his family.
I know that.
A stranger.
And nothing like fear in your mind, like people in Makpami, man.
In fact, for him to even accept to take me to his house.
Yeah, that alone.
I met his Idrissa, There are nice people out there. And I think maybe along one so I can't underestimate that. Yeah, I have a video. When I was driving out, one of the kids was recording.
Your kids, yeah?
No, one of their kids.
Okay, their kids. Oh, that's the guy, I think Emmanuel guy you mentioned.
And thank you so much for watching. I will surely see you in the next video, but remember to subscribe, turn on notification, and of course share this video, and also drop a comment for me. Once again, I'll surely see you in the next one. Bye.